Those who stand for nothing fall for everything. Give all the power to the many. They will oppress the few. Give all the power to the few. They will oppress the many. The Constitution shall never be construed to prevent the people of the United States, who are peaceable citizens, from keeping their own arms. A well-adjusted person is one who makes the same mistake twice without getting nervous. A nation which can prefer disgrace to danger is prepared for a master, and deserves one. Why has government been instituted at all? Because the passions of man will not conform to the dictates of reason, and justice without constraint. Who talks most about freedom and equality? Is it not those who hold the Bill of Rights in one hand and a whip for affrighted slaves in the other? I have thought it my duty to exhibit things as they are, not as they ought to be. Hard words are very rarely useful. Real firmness is good for everything. Strut is good for nothing. A powerful, victorious ally is yet another name for master. The best we can hope for concerning the people at large is that they be properly armed. For in politics, as in religion, it is equally absurd to aim at making proselytes by fire and sword. Heresies in either can rarely be cured by persecution. If we must have an enemy at the head of government, let it be one whom we can oppose, and for whom we are not responsible. It will be of little avail to the people that the laws are made by men of their own choice, if the laws be so voluminous that they cannot be read, or so incoherent that they cannot be understood. The inquiry constantly is what will please, not what will benefit the people. In such a government there can be nothing but temporary expedient, fickleness, and folly. Let us recollect that peace or war will not always be left to our option, that however moderate or unambitious we may be, we cannot count upon the moderation or hope to extinguish the ambition of others. Divide et impera must be the motto of every nation that either hates or fears us. There is a certain enthusiasm in liberty that makes human nature rise above itself, in acts of bravery and heroism. When avarice takes the lead in a state, it is commonly the forerunner of its fall. If the sword of oppression be permitted to lop off one limb without opposition, reiterated strokes will soon dismember the whole body. A strong body makes the mind strong. I advise the gun. While this gives moderate exercise to the body, it gives boldness, enterprise, and independence to the mind. I always feel how necessary you are to me, but when you are absent, I become still more sensible of it and look around in vain for that satisfaction which you alone can bestow. Nature of war to increase the executive at the expense of the legislative authority. Best of wives and best of women. Caution and investigation are a necessary armor against error and imposition. Experience is the oracle of truth, and where its responses are unequivocal, they ought to be conclusive and sacred. Men of factious tempers, of local prejudices, or of sinister designs, may, by intrigue, by corruption, or by other means, first obtain the suffrages, and then betray the interests of the people. Hold in my professions, warm in my friendships. I wish, my dear Lawrence, it might be in my power, by action rather than words, to convince you that I love you. An enlightened zeal for the energy and efficiency of government will be stigmatized as the offspring of a temper fond of despotic power and hostile to the principles of liberty. No man ought certainly to be a judge in his own cause, or in any cause in respect to which he has the least interest or bias. Happy will it be if our choice should be directed by a judicious estimate of our true interests, unperplexed and unbiased by considerations not connected with the public good. But this is a thing more ardently to be wished than seriously to be expected. The pains taken to preserve peace include a proportional responsibility, that equal pains be taken to be prepared for war. To be more safe, they at length become willing to run the risk of being less free. Never expect a perfect work from an imperfect man. We are not always sure that those who advocate the truth are influenced by purer principles than their antagonists. All communities divide themselves into the few and the many. The first are the rich and well-born, the other the mass of the people.